I just can't not do a video this week. There's huge news. Ginormous news. Like maybe you should be sitting down. Everybody seated? Okay, prepare yourself. According to the ever-charismatic Ozziello from Entertainment Weekly, a main character is going to have a nasty and potential lethal run-in with a bullet. And then there's a quote from Shane Brennan that says, "The shocking shooting opens a door to the past and explains a relationship which has kept fans guessing for several seasons." Now, it started out that there were 4 possible characters this could be happening to, and it's since been narrowed down to 3. And the final 3 are Vance, Ziva, and Tony. However, it's only a potentially lethal run-in, so I would not panic just yet. So the shooting and its aftermath serves as the centerpiece of the 2-part episode, which is airing November 11th and November 23rd. And we actually just got the summaries for those 2 episodes, so I'm just going to read those for you guys. The one that's going to be on the 11th is called Enemies Foreign. The team is assigned to protect Ziva's father when his attendance at an NCIS convention leads to unexpected surprises. And Michael Nouri reprises the role of Ziva's father, massage director Eli. And for the 23rd episode, which is called Enemies Domestic, says, in the aftermath of a deadly attack, one team member flashes back to their first NCIS mission. And Eli's also in this one. Now, after this post, there was a second post in which he removed McGee from the list of possible shooting victims. And in that post, he also goes on to say, he's not the team member who gets shot. In the big 2-parter on November 16th and 23rd, for those keeping track at home, that leaves Tony, Vance, and Ziva in the running. Oh, and I put shot in quotes because it's not exactly a traditional shooting. The person will be wounded not by a gun, but by an explosive weapon. For anyone who's seen the movie Red, I'm betting on a bazooka. That does not look fun. So, who do you guys think is going to be that gets wounded / shot lethally, maybe by a weapon of some sort? Could be Ziva, because it's apparently like a 2-part Ziva-centric shindig that's going on. But it would really suck. I mean, I love the Ziva drama, but then getting shot and being traumatized, it's all too Recoil meets the end of season 6. I mean, they can do the whole daddy issues storyline without the girl having to get shot. Now, out of all of this, I think Vance is the most likely one that's gonna get wounded. There was this interview a while back that Rocky Carroll did with Fancast, and in the interview they asked him about that mysterious letter that he shredded back in, it was like season 5 or something. It was a while ago. And he goes on to say, quote, "Some of that's going to be answered in the 2-parter with Michael Nouri as we start to unveil and peel back more and more about Vance." So I think it's possible that there is some sort of Vance storyline going on in this 2-parter. Because the relationship that's explained, I think it would make sense if that's the Vance-Eli relationship. Because they're like buddies, and that was like never really explained how that happened. I really want to know why they're buddies. Personally, I kind of want it to be Tony. I love Tony. I think he might be my favorite character. But I think it'd be really interesting if he was the one that was shot. Because if there's one relationship I want to be explained that's kept us guessing, it's the Tony and Gibbs relationship. I was watching this episode of season 1 called The Curse, and it just made me remember, like, how did Tony get hired? Because in this episode, The Curse, Gibbs says something like, it seemed like a good idea at the time. And then there's this other episode in which Kate asked him, like, how he got a job here, and I remember that he said that he smiled, and because it says in the second part of the 2-parter that someone's going to flash back to their first NCIS mission. Please be either Tony or Abby, but Abby's not up to get shot. So for some reason I'm thinking the person who gets shot gets the flashback, but that's not necessary. Although Ducky is also getting an origin story, so it could be Ducky's story, but I really want to find out at some point before the show ends, though, how Tony and Abby got on. Also, I want to talk a little bit about the email friend that Ziva's developed. So there's a little spoiler that we got from Megabuzz. So basically, according to them, the convention that Eli DeVete goes to also has another guest there, and that is former NCIS agent Riley McAllister, whose troubled past has given him a hero complex. And he's played by Michael O'Neill, who you might remember as the guy that shot up Seattle Grace last season of Grey's Anatomy. Not this show, another show. So, Riley, this could be R, and this would also explain why Ziva's all, I'm into older guys. It's also more likely to be him because he's a man. I've kind of been on this trip where I really wanted to be Ziva's mom, even though Ziva said that our email person is a man. I know this. It's like back in like the first or second episode. But can you blame me for preferring the possibility of Rivka defeat over the possibility of Rivkin 2.0? I'm really clinging to that theory, even though it has like a snowball's chance in hell. I really don't want a Rivkin situation again. Okay guys, I know that's a lot to take in, and thank you for sticking with me this far. So, comment question number 1. Who do you think is going to be? Tony, Ziva, or Vance that gets wounded, shot, whatever? Lock it in. And question number 2, is Riley the mysterious R? Or is anybody else still hoping for Ziva's mom? Thank you for watching. Have a happy and safe Halloween, and maybe you'll hear from me next week. I don't know. But really, what is the director of Mossad doing at an NCIS convention? I really wouldn't be surprised if he's just there to like cause trouble or keep an eye on Daddy's dearest little ex-assassin. Wah 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 wah.